Oh boy.
Oh, well, King Simone has decided that he has to be the center of attention. So.
Yes. All right. Welcome to MJ Hobby Talk.
Welcome. Hello everyone, welcome to MJ Hobby Corner. I'm Julie, MJ's trusty sidekick, and next to me is MJ. And today we have our monthly hobby talk for you. And even though MJ is not dressed, of course, King Simone.
Welcome to the craziness of MJ Hobby Corner.
Yes, we have tried to stop him, but we've spent the last 15 minutes and it's not working. So
happy Halloween, everyone.
Welcome to the floof edition of
MJ Hobby Talk.
So welcome everyone. Thank you all who are here. Thanks to all our new subscribers, everyone coming back. Also, all the YouTube things. We have a membership on the channel and also Patreon. Both are linked below. If you would like to support us in that way, feel free. If not, watch and enjoy. So here we are.
All right. And of course, another way to support the channel, if you wish, head on over to War Games Vault. Check out Scratch Builder Monthly, which is my little document for scratch building. And thank you to all those who have purchased Scratch Builder and encouraged me to continue Scratch Builder Monthly. Thank you very much. It really does help the channel.
It certainly does. Yes.
And it encourages me to keep working. So thank you.
We definitely want to do that. Encourage them to keep working.
This is the end of month hobby talk.
And there's a new little addition to Scratch Builder Monthly, isn't there? Oh, to the team.
That's right. Well, Julie is now helping me. She is editing the document, which is going to be a great help.
Somewhat editing. More proofreading than editing.
Proofreading.
Yeah.
And doing a little bit of editing. So it really does help the document. So thank you, Julie.
You are welcome.
She is definitely the grammar person. And it will help out a lot. Perfect. Yeah. So there you go. All right. Now moving on to our content for today. We have a lot of stuff we want to talk to you about.
We do. So grab a snack and settle in.
All right. Simone, I'm sorry, my friend. Come, lay down over here.
He's monitoring us. He's making sure that we do it right.
He is the channel manager.
He is. He is. So, MJ, tell us about the games that we're going to be doing.
Okay, so as soon as I finish Scratch Builder Monthly for November, we're going to, first and foremost, put up a poll, as usual. We will have subs vote on a game, where the community can vote on a game, and then we will play that game. And I will also be playing Shadow Sea. I finally will get to play this game.
Yay.
I've been wanting to play this game for a long time, and while I've been playing Galleys and Galleons, I was reminded, oh, Shadow Sea. So there is a playlist specifically for the Ganesha games, and Shadow Sea will be there, Deep Wars. A lot of our older Deep Wars material will start to fade out, and we're going to put in some new stuff. So Shadow Sea sometime this week.
Okay. Excellent.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. It's a cool game, and it's sort of the it came first before Deep Wars, but it's in the same universe. So it's going to be very interesting.
Very good. Yeah. So, and I'm going to play that too, right?
Yeah, of course. Eventually, Julie will join me. We can play it co-op. We can play it head-to-head. It is designed to play in multiple ways. So, Shadow Sea, definitely coming this week.
Excellent. All right. Okay, so project updates. You have some ships to share with us.
Yes, I do. So I started building Navy ships, and this week and maybe some of next week, I'm going to take it upon myself to finish these projects. These were ships that I started in foam and also cardboard. And because I was playing galleys and galleons, galleys and galleons,
Mm-hmm.
it inspired me to finish the collection. So I want to have ships from multiple eras, and I want to show different materials so crafters can choose what they like best.
Mm-hmm.
If you like the way the foam ships come out, then you use foam. I usually make those more intricate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then if you like the simpler cardboard stuff, definitely go that way. Now, the cardboard ships, as you see over there, some of them, the new ones that I'm building, definitely are inspired by the Whiz Kids pirate ships.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like a real simple kind of build, and they use paint for details, right? And I'm building ironclads now for that collection. So yeah, you're going to see some of that in Scratch Builder Monthly, and
Awesome.
I'll definitely update. You'll see it in the games, you know, when the ships are finished.
Terrific.
Yeah. So today I did a lot of work on them, and I'm on my way to paint the foam vessels now so that we can play galleys and galleons in different eras and see how the rules, how, you know, how I can kind of push them a little bit. So I think that rule set has given me a little bit of a push to finish.
Good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So, and then the other thing for other people that might be interested, I am doing some fantasy ships, but I'm also doing a version of these Navy games with FTL Warfleets, Warfleets FTL. With those rules, I kind of tweak things, and I'm doing like naval actions with those rules as well. So there's some stuff coming for sure.
Lots of interesting things. Lots of diverse ideas.
Yeah.
Terrific.
So that project's been taking a lot of my time, and of course the Star Wars stuff that I really need to finish.
Yeah, I love those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you've been working really hard for a long time on those Star Wars.
Yes, I have been, and I think it's time to finish that project so we can move on and play, you know, the way I've been wanting to play.
Definitely.
So scratch building is definitely a big part of my hobby. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A real big part. Yeah. Okay, let's see. All right,
moving on.
Folks, what's next? You're drawing. So excited about that.
Another project, and I've showed this on Patreon. I've been practicing my drawing. And what I'm doing is these all kinds of like scenery drawing. Basically making my own tiles. And then later I color them, I paint them up, I transfer them to a thicker card, paint them up, and then I have like my own little hand-painted tiles. And this is a good way for like my RPGs, for, you know, any game. Shadow Sea may actually include some of these. So we'll see where that takes me. But definitely I'm enjoying the drawings. It is a challenge.
Well, it's something new for you.
Yeah.
Because you always concentrated more on the sculpting and painting.
Right.
Yeah. Orla?
Lunara the Wolfkin and Orla were traveling through Dakmar Pass, going on some rumors of treasure and ancient artifacts that have been buried here since the ancient empire. Now, before I begin, I don't want to ruin it for people that may be playing Dragonbane, so I want to say spoiler alert. If you don't want to hear, even though I changed the adventure and everything, I do change things from the book, there is stuff that is coming out of the book. So this way, spoiler alert. And she has her notes because I guess we can't remember what we did yesterday.
No, yesterday. I don't remember what I did 10 minutes ago.
First episode, we are playing the Dragonbane adventure book. And so, Julie, that first adventure,
Mm-hmm.
Lunara, you were actually playing the role of two characters.
I was, yeah.
You were playing the elf Orla,
Mm-hmm.
which is one of the pre-made characters, and Lunara, who is your wolfkin.
Mm-hmm.
How did you feel about that? What?
I thought that I'd be okay doing that, but I think I overestimated how far I've come so far. I'm getting better at it, but I'm not ready yet for two characters. It was too difficult for me to distinguish between the two. I have to concentrate on one at a time, I think, at first. So that was the only issue I had with that.
Yeah, so I will be taking over Orla. She'll be an NPC, her companion, so she's not completely alone. Mm-hmm. And then Julie can concentrate on Lunara, which makes sense. What happened? I mean, you got ambushed.
I did, yeah, we did. We were going through Darktoe.
Drakmar Pass.
Drakmar Pass. Okay, so we were going through Drakmar Pass. We were looking for jewels,
Treasures.
Mm-hmm. And we came upon, as we were heading up the rocks and kind of going down the rocks a little bit, at the bottom of the ravine, we saw someone. And we realized it was a man, and he was down, looked injured, badly injured. So we went to him to see what was going on. Of course, he had an arrow, a goblin arrow, in him. So we kind of were on alert then at that point. He, as we approached him, shoved a pouch at the two of us and gave us instructions, because he was obviously, it was like his last breath. So he gave us a pouch and instructions, and as that happened though, the goblins had been hiding using this man whose name was Weatherman as bait. So we fell into it, obviously. And Orla was attacked.
Damage,
right, took a little bit of damage. It wasn't too bad. And then we just, got mad and killed them.
Yeah, and they made short work of those goblins.
Yeah.
One thing I want to add from a GM's perspective is the mechanic here. It's an easy mechanic, which is great. Very interesting is that the goblin rider is considered a monster. Therefore, it has a table of actions, not reactions, actions. So as a GM, I can either choose which action the creature does, or I roll it. And so I rolled it a couple of times. It gave some random attacks. So it was interesting because goblins and orcs are considered NPCs. So they're not, but because this guy was riding a warg, he was actually considered a monster.
Gotcha.
So all his actions were randomized by this table.
They were gone, the warg ran off, and then we opened the package, and inside was a piece of a statuette. And in his last breath, I didn't mention this before, but in his last breath, Weatherman had mentioned that we needed to find someone named Annabelle and tell her the message was from Weatherman, and he gave us a few other tips.
Yeah.
And then the statuette. And one of the tips was that there were 4 pieces of that, and we needed to find all 4 pieces. That we would go to the village of Outskirt, because it's a village of adventurers. That's where adventurers go. They kind of pass through there. So.
Right, it's in the center of this realm.
And so the town tends to be a little bit friendlier, a little bit more open-minded and diverse.
Your characters find their way to a paved road that cuts through high-grain fields. On either side, that's what you see. You see these high-grain fields. Countless smells invade your senses. Manure, smoke, rotting vegetables, but also freshly cooked bread and meats. And that makes your mouth water.
Yeah, built around an old temple ruin.
Mm-hmm.
There's about 50 or so houses
Mm-hmm.
around this, and the outside of it is protected by you said logs, right?
It's like a palisade of roughly sharpened logs and poles and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, it's an intermediate. There is a palisade. It doesn't look that strong in areas,
Mm-hmm.
but it's what they have. So
right. So there's about 200 or so residents, and there's a nice city center, not city center, but shops,
like a little
right?
square.
Like a square, yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Where they can shop when necessary.
Right. Drawing closer to the town, you hear the stern voice of a man barking at you from one of these towers. You can just see him up on a sort of opening, like a window of one of the towers. "Halt, strangers," he says. "State your names and business, or turn back to the forest," he says. "This is a place of peace and decency," you hear him say. Now you can locate this guy up on the window there. Okay, so what are your characters doing? First, let me ask, what is your wolfkin doing? Your primary character.
Yeah, so they made their way to Outskirt, and they came upon the two towers in the front.
The gatehouse.
The gatehouse. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And were met by two people, right? The one was Captain Hardy, and the other one was a woman named Mariella, who didn't appear to be a soldier exactly, more like a townsfolk with a pitchfork.
That was the guard.
Yeah, that was a guard. So in the beginning, Captain Hardy was very that's a great word, yes. Mm-hmm. He was very stern. He wanted to know why we're there, what was our purpose, So we explained that we were just there for some rest, to rest up.
Some information about the goblins and everything else, on which he gave you a reward for.
Yeah.
That was something.
He turned out to be a very nice man.
And he was the one that pointed you to the Three Stags Inn.
The Three Stag Inn. Yes. Right. Yeah.
So there was an inn in town, and which is great. And that's when you began to really take in the sights of this very peculiar town. Mm-hmm. You notice there are mostly human, but there are a couple of gnomes here. And everybody's just kind of talking amongst themselves, drinking, eating. It's a very welcome and pleasant environment. And that roasted boar is really making your mouth warm.
I'm really hungry. Okay.
So you're instantly greeted by a woman, a human female. She's roughly in her 40s.
Okay.
She has a long, what appears to be dark, brownish, grayish hair that is then tied down into multiple braids. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of loose up top and then braids coming down.
Kind of like mine.
Yeah, kind of like yours, exactly. There's a very strong, almost hardness to her face. Mm-hmm. But as soon as she greets you, her mood is very jovial.
So her features probably soften when she greets
you, right?
Okay.
Right. And she looks at you, at Lunara specifically.
Lunara, okay.
And she goes, "My, aren't you a fantastic creature?" The only thing about recent events here in Outskirts is we have seen a lot of large bats lately flying over the rooftops.
Oh my.
And Captain Hardy, whom you've met at the gate, has tried to shoot down several of these creatures and has been unsuccessful. Agnhild, what did you think of Agnhild?
I thought she was really sweet. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was very, very kind. Even though I'm a wolfkin, she was very accepting. and very forthcoming. We had a nice conversation.
Yeah, she was. She did give. You did get a clue.
I did. Yeah, I got a clue. I got a couple of clues actually.
Yeah.
I got the clue of Rittermount from Weatherman, I think. Right?
Yeah, that was a clue that I let you pick out randomly in the beginning, the first adventure that we had.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was in Drakmar Pass. So somehow you learned that from Weatherman, from the brief conversation with Weatherman.
Mm-hmm.
And then in town with Vagnhild, who's the innkeeper, she, in that conversation, you got the other clue.
Right. Yeah.
Now, and then that was a curious part of the adventure because I threw in, just again to give a little bit more meat to the adventure, that the inn had a little bathhouse. And I knew Julie would be curious about that. And after that, you actually found Annabella, who turns out to be a maid. And she has another name. I'm not going to say it right now. But Annabella, you met with her.
We did, yes. After the bathhouse.
Yeah, the innkeeper pointed you in that direction. You guys had a meal.
We did, yes, we had a meal. But my favorite part, I say, is the bathhouse, and you skipped right over it.
All right, well, I'll let you talk about the bathhouse.
We had fun. It was fun. Yeah, we each had our own little bath. Orla had some scented oils for scent-only people. That's all they do, essential oils. Anyway. Sorry. Anyway, she had some oils in hers for the scent. I decided against that, but I went with some petals for mine. And then we each had a nice goblet of wine.
So you can picture a wolfkin in a bath with the wine goblet, just sipping with her snout and just kind of there. You and Orla in your bath, and you chose private tubs with the little curtain, but within earshot of each other.
Correct.
And so Orla's going to take her elven treatment of petals and scented oils, right? Is that what she wants?
That's what she wants.
So she's going to pay a little extra copper, and you're just going to take your regular bath.
With some petals. I do want
with
petals.
Some petals, okay.
And we each have wine. We each have a goblet
and you each
of wine.
have, you're allowed to bring your drink as long as you don't make a mess. And that's it. It was fun.
Yeah,
it was fun.
For sure. All right, and so then we meet with Annabelle.
Mention Weatherman. Her eyes suddenly widen. There is definitely a reaction to that name. So go ahead.
Okay, now I'll just tell her that much because we're in an open area, right, where people could.
Right, people could be. There could be people coming up and down. Right now, the hall is pretty solitary.
So I just wanted to tell her that to convey it's like a serious thing, It's
so
an important
she goes.
matter.
She rubs her chin. She goes up.
Is there some place that we can talk? Maybe when you're off work, when you're, we'll wait until we're going to be here for a couple of days, and we're in room number 3. When you have a moment, we should have a conversation.
Very well, yes, of course. I do know Master Weatherman.
The main information from Annabelle is that she is part of a secret society called the Truth Society. And what their mission is to locate ancient artifacts and bring them back to where they belong. Things that have been scattered or stolen or whatever. They want to collect them and return them to the people, the rightful owners. Right? Am I right about that? Okay. So that was basically it with her. She wanted our help. We did agree to help her find the other pieces.
And she paid you. She actually paid you.
She did. She paid us up a little up front, and we were going to get more as it went on. If we actually located the other artifacts.
Annabella looks at Lunara and Orla,
okay,
quite intensely, and then says, "You strike me as capable adventurers." And then she leans in, looks around, almost like if she was expecting somebody to be listening.
So that was basically it with her, right? And then we had a decision to make. because the two the two groups of people that needed our help are in opposite directions.
Based on the clues that she got.
Right, and the map that we have. So we have to decide which one.
So, Haunted Marshes or the Iron Forest. And I think Lunara chose the haunted marshes.
Yes.
And Orla was like, no, I'm not going there.
About that.
Yeah, Orla isn't happy about that. So we'll see. But I think in the end, you convinced her through a roll. We rolled persuasion.
I convinced her.
And you did convince her. Yeah. So looks like they're going to the Haunted Marshes next. We'll see. Now, you guys stayed overnight on Outskirt. And the next morning, after your conversation with Annabella, and it was a lengthy conversation, you guys learned a little more about the history of the region and all that.
Yeah.
The Sword of Dunmar, or Dunhamar.
Durman.
The Sword of Durman. See, player knows more than the game master. That's
not usually.
And basically, you guys were waking up. We ended it as you guys were getting ready to go to the shop, right? To do some shopping.
Yes, I'm excited.
Yeah, we'll see. And I think you decided you were going to spend one more day in Outskirt.
One more day to get the supplies that we needed, rest up a little bit more, and then we would head out the following day. Now,
the Haunted Marshes are approximately 3 or 4 days from Outskirt. And then the forest, the Iron Forest, about 2 days from Outskirt. So, there's going to be some traveling now. We'll see what happens.
But before the traveling, there's going to be the shopping.
That's what she loves.
I do. I love the role-playing part of it the most.
Yeah.
I do enjoy the battles, don't get me wrong. I am merciless after all, so I do like the killy part of the game. But the role-playing... It's really what drew me to it. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, all about the role-playing for sure. I mean, the battles, when you have good role-play and a good story that is building up, the battles mean more.
It adds to it a lot.
It adds more to it, and you feel more attached to your character.
Exactly.
So the battles there's more, and I'm looking more... urgency to the battles.
The role playing adds more to the battles because you are getting closer to the characters.
Exactly.
So you're caring about them and you care about what happens in the battle. I think that's why.
Yes, absolutely. Very good point. All right, folks. Well, that was her account of Lunara and Orla. We will update you guys briefly for those of you that are interested in RPG. And we will update you on the adventures of Lunara. Okay. All right. Is there anything else?
No, I think we covered it. It was
well,
good.
Folks, I think this is going to be our Halloween issue of MJ Hobby Talk. We're trying to change things up a little bit, add a little bit different materials, some more hobby talk to these episodes. Whether they're role-playing or other games, we'll throw in some faction talks as well.
And let us know if you would like something, if you'd like to see something, see us cover something in particular, talk about something in particular. Let us know. We're more than happy to do that.
Sure. Yep. All right. Well, I think that's it. Happy and safe Halloween to everyone.
Absolutely.
And we'll see you in the next video.
Take care, everybody.
Thank you, folks, and thank you for all your support.